In Uncharted 2, we're picking up more of Nathan Drake in his modern setting, surrounded by his more shady compatriots in this black market underworld of modern-day treasure hunting. The people that he's surrounded by are going to be that kind of maybe shadier, shiftier type of person. I mean, you got to ask yourself, who would your allies be? Who could you trust? Who would your lovers be? So Nathan Drake's picked up on some clues. One of his buddies from the smuggling black market world has pulled him into an adventure and said, "Hey, I got this clue. I got this sort of this line on some big treasure, which is specifically the Chintamani stone, which is the holy grail of the Buddhist mythology. It's sort of the wishing stone in Buddhist mythology." So he then starts the adventure with a compatriot inside of a museum, looking to do something a little bit shadier. You see him in his natural environment, so he's doing something that is basically criminal, and that's kind of an interesting thing to see, of Drake's character. He's a criminal, but maybe a criminal with a conscience. We're hoping to show Drake a little bit more in modern day settings, so you're going to see him traversing a real wide range, a breadth of different environments. From down somewhere in a South Pacific island, he's going to have to go to a swamp to find some sort of lost fleet, Marco Polo's lost fleet. So we're going to be in a swampy, overgrown, lush environment like last game, but we're also going to be able to throw Drake into some modern settings, such as a war-torn Nepalese environment. And in true Naughty Dog fashion, we're going to do it as lush and as detailed as we did in the jungle last game, but now it's going to be more grounded in the brick, mortar, and concrete environments that you haven't seen in Uncharted 1. So it's going to move from that into some Himalaya environments. You're going to be on a moving train, careening and rocking through flat plains and up into the Himalayas. You're going to go through tunnels and then mountain ranges. We'll have a broad range of color palettes. Like last game, we did something like a film does, like a good film, where we color script the game as you go through. So to complement the story arc of the character, we actually change the environments and actually change the palettes, and the weather, the mood, essentially is paralleling whatever the character arc is. So when Drake is going to stealth into an environment, we want the colors and the feeling of the environment to evoke that kind of a tension as you're infiltrating somewhere. And if he's on his last leg and he's possibly been injured, horribly, mortally wounded, then we want the weather, we want the saturation to be pulled out of the environment, we want the weather to pick up. I've succeeded in my last goal, and I get to a vista point and I'm able to look out upon something, and as a goal for a player accomplishing something, that we want to reward you with a beautiful vista and gorgeous colors. The people that might be coming back, some of the cast of characters, it is the Uncharted universe, and Sullivan is right there with them. He's kind of like the older version of Drake in a way. Chloe Fraser is, she's Australian, and she comes from the black market, sort of, smugglers, underbelly, just like Drake, and she's in there for the chase, she's in there for the adrenaline, she's in there just as much as Drake, and of course her backstory, her own sort of character flaws are going to come out during the story. Maybe Drake doesn't feel too comfortable with, but he's, Chloe's impetuous and going to just go for it. So it's going to add a real sort of rhythm when you're around Chloe inside of the game. It's going to add a real fun dynamic as you combat side by side with her.